Hey everybody, welcome to Cruise Chatter. Carnival confirms documentation requirements after rumors. Carnival Cruise Line has addressed rumors about passport requirements on all Carnival sailings for 2024 and beyond. Persistent rumors on social media have prompted Carnival Cruise Line to confirm documentation requirements for cruise travelers. This is especially for round-trip sailings from U.S. Home ports and whether or not passengers are required or will so soon be required by the cruise line. Rumors on different social media sites have suggested the Carnival Cruise Lines will begin requiring all guests to have passports for all sailings beginning in 2024, regardless of the cruise embarkation port, itinerary route, or duration. While all cruise guests are required to present proper identification before embarkation, Carnival Cruise Lines has confirmed that passports are not required for all sailings and that the cruise line's documentation requirements are not planned to change. Carnival Cruise Line brand ambassador John Hell spoke in detail about the concern verifying document requirements for guests. There are no requirements for us that a passport will be needed the next year except on specific cruises to places in Europe and other specific locations, Hell said. However, for the Caribbean and all closed-loop cruises, there has been no changes set by the United States Customs and Border Protection, so you might use your birth certificate and government-issue ID. This words by Mr. John Hell. A closed-loop cruise is defined as one that both embarks and debarks from the same home port, a round-trip sailing. Guests booked on upcoming Carnival cruises should note that one-way repositioning or transoceanic sailings, as well as voyages departing from home ports outside the U.S. that require guests to travel to a different country before embarkation might have different documentation requirements. Sorry about that. Depending on the sailing, some cruises, even though they might be closed-loop itineraries, still require all guests to have valid passports. For example, all Carnival cruises that visit Greenland require a passport that is valid for at least 6 months after the day of the cruise. Similarly, all Europe and transatlantic cruises also requires U.S. citizens to carry passports valid for at least 6 months after the visit. These requirements are set by the countries being visited as part of the international security protocols and are not determined by Carnival Cruise Lines. Cruising without proper documentation, all cruise travelers should be aware that without the required documentation, guests will not be permitted to board their cruise ship and will instead be turned away at the embarkation terminal. Documentation requirements are set by U.S. Customs and Border Protection, and all cruise lines must abide by those guidelines. Oh my lord. Travel documentation requirements can change on short notice, and cruisers should stay updated about required documents well before their sailing date to ensure they have the proper documentations. I travel with mine everywhere we go, even as carriers do. Passports are often recommended and can make the check-in process faster at the cruise terminal, as well as being valuable documentation in case of any emergency during the cruise that might require guests to remain in a port of call or leave the ship to return home before the cruise ends. I'm telling you, it's just a safety protocol that you should have. Carry that passport anywhere you go. Even if you don't even bring it out of your pocket, have it with you. Me and Alice do, and every trip that we take. So it's a nice advice. And do check, research your destinations where you're going, your port, your cruises, and the cruise line that you are sailing with. So you heard from Carnival, so most other cruise lines will be doing the same thing. So might as well always research, always check. Follow that stuff, Be prepared, be safe. Don't be left behind. Till next time, stay out of trouble. No money for bail. See ya.